Hey everybody, welcome back to Tennis Picks and Bets here on the Mayo Media Network with your host John. We'll get to some day 5 picks in a bit, but first make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And then of course, like this video to let us know that you're enjoying the content. Drop a comment as to whether you hate one of my picks below. Do you like one of them? Do you agree with one of them? Do you have something else that you're going to be betting on? That can all be dropped in the comments section below. Also, be sure to check out the audio version of all of this content at Daily Fantasy Sports Picks and Bets, The Mix, at whichever podcast app you use. If you're with iTunes, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe as well. Helps in the algorithms to get our content out to more people, and it's appreciated. All right, on to day 5 picks. We're going to start with the men, and we're going to finish with 2 picks on the women's side. First up, though, Gael Monfils, -7.5. against Cristian Garin at -110. I mean, this one might be the most simple handicap I've done in these videos to date across the 4 majors that I've been doing these videos for the Mayo Media Network. Honestly, Gael Monfils is on absolute fire. When he's playing at his best, he is a top 5, top 10, maybe top 20, but I think, that's underselling him talent, okay? He is playing his best this season. He walked through the Adelaide, the first Adelaide tune-up tournament without dropping a set. He beat the likes of Thanasi Kokkinakis in the semifinal in straight sets. Thanasi, a local hero in Adelaide, or a locally born player at least, extremely talented, hampered by injury, ended up winning the next Adelaide event. So that tells you the talent he has. Then he beat Karen Khachanov in the final. Again, very talented player who made huge strides a year ago on tour and is playing Rafa Nadal in what is one of the marquee matchups of the 3rd round as well. So very, very talented Monfils. When he is on his game, he's almost unstoppable. One of the most freakishly athletic players in the history of men's tennis, let alone on tour now. And when we're getting at -7.5 games here, I'm going to back it. We backed Alcaraz on -7 games in a previous video. These longer spreads on the men's side can be tough on quicker courts. But look, again, Monfils has come to he's come to Melbourne off of some great form in Adelaide until he had to retire in the 3rd set the previous week. Always tough to back up a championship or a title run in the very next week. And he's come here. He has not dropped a set. And the best part about it is when you're looking for these -7.5 games, -8 game spreads for the men, you're looking for straight sets wins. Monfils is 2 for 2 in that department. And you're looking for a few lopsided sets here and there while he's been on his run. Check mark in that respect as well. He's picked up some dominant sets in both of his first 2 rounds. The other factor here is Cristian Garin. We talked about this in a previous video as well. Not that great for me on hard courts. He was down 2-1 against Pedro Martinez, who we were on as a slight underdog on the money line. We didn't get that one through. And before that, he needed 5 sets to beat Facundo Bagnis, a clay court specialist. He has now played 10 sets of tennis in his first 2 rounds. So you combine the skill on hard courts, the overall talent level, the form, and then, of course, even the freshness level, the fatigue level. Everything points to Monfils here, and everything points to a Monfils straight sets blowout. So I'm going to go ahead and back that. It's my favorite play of day 5. Next up, I want to head over to the women's draw where we're going to take Camila Giorgi on the over against Ash Barty. This is how I'm going to kind of go ahead and play the underdog in this respect. She's like +850 on the money line, which is just a little too much for me considering her talent. The over is at 18.5 games at -110. That seems like a fairly low total for someone like Giorgi who can take a set off of any woman in the world on any given day. She's that good. Her power is elite level. The problem is the consistency. So as a result, the +6.5 games is something I contemplated as well. But with her ability to lose her game and lose a set 6-1 or 6-love, really we're trying to look at either if she can compete for 2 sets and lose it in straights but keep them close, we go over this number. If this goes 3 sets, we unless it's 6-love, love 6, 6-love, we go over this number. Just it gives us a little more wiggle room, I feel, that with her kind of on and off game than the spread does in this spot. So again, over 18.5 against Ash Barty, best player in the world. That slice might trouble Giorgi. Does she adjust well enough? Or does she just overhit against the low bouncing slice? We'll see. But with her talent and the fact that she has come through 2 rounds looking very impressive and hitting very well. Last time she did this was in Montreal in the summer. She won her biggest title of her career to date, absolutely blitzing through that field and playing some extremely quality players to do so. yeah, I think that when we see her in this type of form, I don't want to be, even if it's against Ash Barty or Serena Williams, I'm not going to say that she, isn't in contention to win the match. She is absolutely right there when she's in this form with the best players in the world. So over 18.5 seems way too low for me considering how Giorgi is playing, even against Ash Barty. That is at -110. Finally, Maria Sakkari -3.5 against Veronika Kudermetova, also in the -110 and -115 region. Frankly, this is one where we're just getting two players in different realms of competition, for me anyway, at this level. Veronika Kudermetova, one of the top maybe 5 doubles players in the world now. Elite doubles player. Last year, her singles suffered as a result, though. Her first 2 rounds, I'm not going to lie to you, I faded her. I took +1.5 sets for both of her opponents who were well into the +200 to +250 range. So +1.5 sets was near even money just to grab one. She cost me money in both those matches, so I can admit that. But Elena Gabriela Ruse is not Maria Sakkari, right? Neither was the first round competition Claire Liu Maria Sakkari. This is one of the best players in the WTA for me. She hasn't won a slam yet, but her chokes and her mental problems usually come into play in the second weeks of slams, not in the first, second, third round. She is an elite player. She hits well. She improved her serve big time. For those of you who are loyal viewers of these tennis videos, you'll know how much I've spoken about her being the fittest player on tour, the strength, the endurance, everything. She's got power. She moves well. Again, the serve has improved over the last few years, and I think she's just too much to handle for Veronika Kudermetova, who, again, 6'4", 6'4", 7'5" in 3 of her 4 sets against much lesser competition. Not the most inspiring results. Her record is great this year, but the convincing nature of her wins, not so much. The talent level of her opposition, not so much either. So again, Maria Sakkari -3.5 games at -110. If you're under 4 games here, I think the books have it wrong. I think this should be above 4, and they should make you lay the hook at 4.5. So I think you're getting a nice game edge here on what the books and market are offering you. Finally, before I wrap this up, I do want to touch on one more match. I don't have a bet on it. It is one that I just recommend everybody watch. For those of you who are casual fans or just into betting, one match to watch: Matteo Berrettini against Carlos Alcaraz. Do yourselves a favor and watch this 3rd round match. Absolutely incredible potential to be what we call in tennis a popcorn match. Sit down with your popcorn and enjoy. Guys who can rip forehands, guys who can serve well. You're going to get the athleticism of Alcaraz trying to run down the power of Berrettini. It has everything you'd want. Alcaraz is a favorite, which has surprised some of the world considering Berrettini is a top 10 player, but he's a deserved favorite because he has the edge everywhere except for the serve and forehand. And when he's serving, he neutralizes the forehand advantage of Matteo Berrettini. So that is a match to watch. I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't do that often, but it's certainly one I'd recommend everybody try and tune into, or, DVR, whatever you have to do to try and watch it. It should be fun. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the Mayo Media Network YouTube channel, like this video, and we'll be back for some day 6 picks later.